Hi, so in this video we are actually going to see lambda. So lambda function is very important, and it gives you the feature of functional programming. Okay, so lambda function, okay, in C plus in C++. So firstly, it is an ambiguous function. Okay, ambiguous, I mean it doesn't have any name. Okay, and second is it is going to you know mm, you don't have to write your functions, so you don't have to write function. Sorry for the call, by the way. So you don't have to write the function, and externally, I mean inside externally, that means you can actually write functions within the main function. Okay, so normally you don't define the main function, I mean any sort of function inside another function. Okay, but this enables you to define function inside a function. So rather define function inside another function. Okay, so let's start with hello world. Okay, so iostream, and then we are going to see let's not write right now, and int main. Well, int main, yeah. So using lambda you would write like this actually here, and there is another bracket component, and there is another. Okay, and you have to just terminate it. So here you can actually within, so this is the this is the capture value. Okay, where you can actually where you capture values, capture variables which are defined externally. Okay, here you put an argument just like you do in function. Here you write the main body. Okay, so this is basically capture arguments, args. Okay, and here you write the body. So where is the return type now? So here is the which you can say return type. Okay, be it int, void, anything. Okay, so by the way, you can also mention it as auto. Okay, that has been defined in C++14. So if you're using versions later than C++14, then you can definitely do with auto. Okay, so yeah, so now I'm going to define the main function. Okay, so here we don't do a capture anything from other variables, so I just need to write this and this. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so if you can see, if you can sort of break down, then you would actually find that it's like this. Okay, so we don't have any argument to put inside. I mean, in this case there is nothing to capture. Okay, and nothing to return like a function, so we actually don't need anything. So you can just call it, and you would see nothing. Now the question is why. Well, you take it in this way. Let's say you define a function. Okay, I mean earlier you used to, and if you don't call it, okay, so you really need to call. So calling is like like this. Okay, so now you will be able to see this hello world. Okay, moving to the next example where we are going to see, so this was the first example. Let's move on to the next example, which is let's say you sort of put an argument. Okay, here you put an argument, and then you define like a plus let's say 100. Okay, now here you have to just put an argument, and here you have to write let's say 100. Okay, so it should give as 200. See, it is 200. So here what is happening, that you have actually given an argument, okay, and you are actually modifying that argument with 100 value, and you are calling this lambda function with setting input as 100. So you have actually been able to define this function inside main function, okay, which obviously you couldn't have been able to do this, because if you write like this, let me just show you. So if you would have defined this, then void let's say function, and then int a, okay, why I am writing this, rather let's copy, okay, and do this, okay. So is it doable? No, a function definition is not allowed here. See, specifically mentioned, okay, even if you write 100, still it is not going to give it. See, so this is the problem with this function. So that is why earlier we couldn't like define a function inside another function, and this lambda enables you to do that. So this is one example, okay. So, and next I'm going to just show you then what is the use of this capture, I mean this square bracket, okay. Now I'm going to show you another example, the same example but in a different way, okay. Let's say I give 100, okay, and now I just copy the same example, but I don't define this int a over here, rather I also need to uncomment, also need to do like this, and here you can actually so inside this capture you can either put like this, okay, or like this. So this is like value, pass by value. If you have just read the topic regarding functions, then you might have seen that you can pass by value or reference or pointer. So this is pass by value. Now let's see the output. So it is 200. Let's call it by reference. It is going to be again 200. Now you might think that what is the difference, okay. I mean I'm going to show here, I mean, so in case of I mean the primary data types like int and all, string, okay, I mean int and double character, all this, okay, there is not going to be this I mean this this could be immaterial, I mean reference and pass by value, because it is giving the same output. But let's take another example where I'm going to define a vector, okay, and there I'm going to modify something inside the lambda function, and in two cases I'm going to just pass by value in one case and pass by reference in another, okay. So let's just define, okay, I'm choosing as int, okay, for convenience, and then I'm going to use 10, 20, 30, 40, okay. Now, okay, so I also need to include this vector. Now I just would like to pass by value, so here it is going to be like this, and then this, okay. I'm just going to define like pass by value, okay, and then I'm going to just write the dot and place back, and then 1000, okay. So here it is going to give you some error, because so this says that that actually lambda by default gives output as constant, okay. This function is taken as a constant, but you have to, in order to make any sort of changes, you have to write mutable, okay. And now you won't find this red mark over here, which, so therefore no linting. And in the next case I am actually going to, okay, so I also have to print now for each. I'm going to write begin, so v, and then I'm going to use the same lambda function a, okay, and then cout a. Okay, so that's it, and I'm going to be absolutely fine. Yeah, cool. Okay, so there is some error. I don't know what is that. Was not declared in this scope, right? Okay, no problem. I'm just going to write STT. Okay, so I hope it's done now. Okay, it also comes in the algorithm. So let me mention this. So now it's fine. Okay, so let me see if it's working. So yeah, it's working. Yeah, cool. So next, let me just pass by reference as this. Okay, and let's replace this with ampersand, I mean reference symbol, and okay, also put colon, and then yeah, everywhere same. So that's it, and let's check the output. Okay, so here is actually not taking. Okay, cool. Okay, so it is actually printing, but yeah, it is not taking because I have defined but I have not called. So in order to call, you have to do this, and that's it. So now you can see pass by value, the vectors are, it has not changed, because in pass by value you are not changing that original sort of vector. Okay, in pass by reference you are actually changing, and that is why the 1000 has been added in the end. Okay, so this is what is going to be the case. Okay, so if I just draw a summary, so this is actually here over, and then let's say void, or like, let me return type. Okay, so here it is going to be arguments. Okay, and here it is going to be capture. Okay, and then it is going to be about body. Okay, and this you are going to do call. So this is the syntax of a lambda. Okay, so if I may divide, okay, so if you just call like this, okay, so you can actually write like this. Okay, so if you write like lambda types, so you can see that equals to if, that means you are passing all the variables which have been defined inside the body. Okay, enclosure. Okay, yeah, enclosure by value. Okay, so this is actually closure. Okay, and then you can actually pass all variables enclosure by reference. Okay, and single variable, that means you are actually passing only this variable by value. Okay, rest all by reference. Okay, passing only this variable by reference again. Okay, you are passing all by value, and this this as reference. Okay, so like this, in this case there is going to be a single variable, so you can just write equal, or whatever. Okay, only this variable. Okay, so this is what is the main difference between so this is all about the lambda actually. Okay, so yeah, that's it, and I'll see you in the next topic. Till then, bye.